What's going on, bro? How you been?
Yeah, I've been chilling, man. Like work's been crazy, but I mean, other than that, I've been trying to relax at home, do whatever I can, man. It's been hot out here too.
Same. It's been raining out here. Actually, remember I told you it doesn't rain here. Like, dude, the last 2 weeks it's been raining. So
So
it's been
does
crazy.
it? How often does it rain out there then?
Um, this is the this stretch is the first time it's really rained and since probably the beginning of end of March, beginning of April. It rarely rains. And if it does, it's like a
That's
quick like
crazy.
3 minutes. Like it's like on where we are, it doesn't rain. We can see storms all around us, but it doesn't rain where we are. It's crazy. Like, but yeah, it's
So
rare.
So it kind of poured down last night actually. But the thing is, here we're close to the water, so sometimes we'll during the summer times we'll get that summertime rain.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'd rather have that. But
You'd rather have the summertime rain. That rain be humid, boy.
yeah, but I actually like the rain. I appreciate the rain. It gives like the whole vibe, Like today when it was raining at work, even though we don't have windows in our building, it's just you can just sense the vibe. It's weird. The only thing I hate is when it rains a lot. Somehow bugs get in our building and it's terrible.
Oh, okay. So you like how the rain like makes you feel relaxed. I mean, do you like the smell of it in the air?
My wife likes that
Uh,
part. She talks about it like you can smell the rain. I mean, I don't mind it.
I don't like
Out
it.
here it's different because there's no grass, so we don't really get that smell because I think that smell comes from when the
The
rain is hit
grass.
off the trees and the grass. Yeah,
I,
it's just mud and rocks.
I think some people appreciate it because it gets like all that pollen and stuff out of the air during like the pollen season.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because that makes sense for me too because I'm allergic to pollen.
You got them bad allergies. You need that Claritin.
Oh yeah, Claritin. I got all the stuff to put in my nose before I go to bed. All kinds of stuff so I can breathe. It's ridiculous, man.
Didn't you?
But yeah, man.
You don't have a
Oh, go ahead,
CPAP,
brother.
do you?
I'm and next week I'm going to be tested with one.
Oh shoot! You
I need
sound
one. It's bad.
like Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Ah.
No. Yeah. Surprisingly, no.
Oh
Honestly,
no!
my wife snores are probably a little worse than mine. She won't admit it
Jesus.
to you. But she needs one too. So we're both getting it. But it's bad with my family. Like back when I was in San Antonio in that 1 bedroom apartment, my whole family came down for Christmas. So it was my
Hmm.
mom, my dad, my brother, and my sister, and then myself. This is before I met my wife. Literally right before I met her, actually. So all my family were sleeping in the living room. Everyone snores. It sounded like a bunch of bears out there, dude. It was bad.
Oh man,
Yeah, it was bad.
that's funny.
Yeah, man. But yeah, man. Let's get it cracking, bro. This Jimmy Grimm got my boy Fergs here with the Come Up podcast, man. It's been a
What
while,
up?
brother.
It's Big Fergs in the building. Big Jimmy Grimm in the building. Yep, come up
Yeah,
podcast. We've gotten the views, so I'm seeing the support and I'm loving it.
yeah. It's slowly but surely, man. We got to get our boy Jalen. We'll get him on episode. I actually meant to text him to see if he said he was gonna get some equipment and start doing other stuff. So I told him he's always welcome along with Coasting.
Cool.
Good friends of the show.
Yeah, I know football season's coming around. I know he'd like to talk about that.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
His Panthers. He'll see this. His Panthers, man, it's interesting, man. Baker Mayfield versus what's the old boy name? Darnold. Was it Darnold? Sam Darnold on the
So,
Panthers?
Sam Darnold, yeah. Sam Darnold, yeah.
Yeah,
That
those
that,
two.
that should be interesting.
Who you think is going to take the spot? Who you think is going to take the spot?
Probably Sam.
You
Baker
think so?
Mayfield, I mean, I feel like he's had some good seasons. I don't think as good as his old boy, but I could be wrong. So
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe competition or for quarterbacks, the best thing to push them is competition. So we'll see. A lot of people think Baker's going to take it. I'm 50-50, man. It really depends. But we'll see. I hope
honestly, man,
I hope my Bears could figure something out. We're young, but we're hungry. So we got a new front office, new coach. And, Justin Fields is going to be the QB1 for sure. So we'll see how that goes. And I know you're 49ers. You guys got what? top 10 receiver. I think you guys had like the number 2 or 3 receiver in the NFL.
So Debo, as far as like a receiver, he's top. But here's the thing: he played like a running back. Like whenever he catches,
the boy's nice.
He led the league in yards after catch as a receiver, as a wide receiver. But it's just he runs like a running back.
The boy is nice, bro. Y'all got a squad. Who's going to be our quarterback, man? Is it going to be Jimmy G again, or you got the younger take over?
I've seen so much press on it. I feel like it's going to be Trey Lance, man. I feel like it's going to be Trey Lance, and they're saying like, yeah, this is going to be his team because it's just his style of play. I mean, literally on his first, I think it was his first. What is that? Like him, not his first start, but like I guess whatever one of his first plays, he got a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a running quarterback too.
Who do you prefer? Yeah, who do you prefer? Who would you, if you had to choose as a fan, who do you want to be your quarterback this season? Starting quarterback to start off the season, who would you choose?
I haven't really had a chance to look at the schedule and I'm feeling as a team that we're ready to go right now. I mean, I feel like we can make a playoff run. I'm going to go with Trey Lance to start this season because he's going to need the experience. If we're going to eventually get there, he's going to need that time.
I look at him like kind of like how I'm not saying he's going to be as good as Patrick Mahomes, but I look at like what happened with Patrick Mahomes, where Alex Smith was the guy, and then they was like, okay, we got some of Patrick Mahomes, but we'll let him sit down this year, get to understand the NFL, get comfortable with it, and then he's going to be our guy. Trade Alex Smith, he's out of there. I feel like Lance is going to be like that. He sat in the background for a little while, understood, seen what his team did in the playoffs, got the experience in the NFL for a little bit, and I think it's his year. I think he should definitely be the starting quarterback.
When I think about it and I look at this, there's some plays that Jimmy Garoppolo had during the playoffs last season that I think Trey Lance probably could have executed a lot better. Just him getting it, because anytime Jimmy Garoppolo get out of the pocket, it's like, well, what's going to happen? Like he's either going to give up the ball or throw it for a touchdown or something. You never know what's going to happen with Trey Lance. I mean, you might have a better idea because he at least he can move and maneuver out of the pocket.
Yeah, Jimmy Garoppolo is the ultimate game manager. He's not going to win you the game, and he won't be the reason you lose the game. He's just going to go out there and do exactly what he's supposed to do. Nothing crazy. You know what you're getting with him. But I feel like y'all got to go with potential at this point. Just y'all got to take the long shot because y'all have a team that's built to win for the last 4 or 5 seasons now. Built to win. And the Bears, we went through that for years. We just didn't have the quarterback. We got the defense. We have everything. We got a top receiver. We got a good running back. We got everything but a quarterback to push us over the top. So.
I would say we were ready to go minus the season that COVID was, minus the season that the Buccaneers won, minus that season. I feel like the season we went to the Super Bowl and then skipped that season afterwards, and then last season, I feel like if we had Trey Lance at the helm versus when we played the Rams, I feel like we probably would have won that, man.
Yeah, y'all one of my sleeper picks this year. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. Y'all definitely got a great defense, great O-line, solid. Got one of the best receivers in the NFL, but you also got a solid receiving core. I'm not too familiar. Who's your guys running back right now? Do you know?
Man, we just traded for. Well, actually, no, we didn't trade for him. We picked up somebody who I can't remember her name because the thing is we lost Raheem Mostert. And man, Raheem Mostert was
that boy was nice,
boss, bro. But he gonna be down in Miami
that boy
now.
Was nice.
So that Miami might have a squad this year too, because they got Raheem Mostert. They got your boy. What's your boy?
Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, man, and they got somebody else out there too. Man, Miami might be. They might be. Don't sleep on them this year.
Yeah, I like Miami. The NFL it's better. It's a more fun league to watch when Miami is good. It's just one of those. It's like certain teams when they're good, the NFL is always fun to watch. I think Miami's one of them. I think Chicago, whenever we're good, is interesting. because you got the typical teams that are always good, like the Packers are like always good. Wherever Tom Brady is, they're always good. So there's a couple of teams you expect to be good. The Chiefs are all like recent memory have always been good, but it's teams that like when the Giants are good, when the Bears are good,
the league is
like
more
it's certain
fun.
teams when they're good. Yeah, it's more fun
like
to watch.
it's like those staple teams. The league is a lot more fun. Like those teams that are just they've stood the test of time in the NFL. The league's more enjoyable. It's more fun to watch. It's fun to see them week by week what they're gonna do next.
Yep.
Another thing that kind of it's hard for me to believe, but your boy Devontae Adams, bro, he's a Raider. Oh man,
he might be the best. I think he's the best receiver.
Yeah, I feel like he is.
Yeah, he's a monster. We'll see, because him and Derek Carr played together in college, right?
Yes, and the thing is this: even Aaron Rodgers says like Devontae Adams is my favorite receiver ever of all that I've ever had, and you got to see he's had a track record. He's had some receivers.
Yeah, he got some good. Yeah, he had some receivers. I liked him with Jimmy Graham too. I thought Jimmy Graham was nice, but Adams is a different beast. He's like he has everything: the hands, the athletic ability, the route running. The dude's got
the Raiders last season. They look really good. Good,
and they got a new coaching staff. They got a better environment. They got a better environment around. I like Las Vegas. I'm glad they're in Las Vegas now. California has too many teams, so I'm glad they're in Las Vegas now. Las Vegas needs some bigger sports teams. So,
and I'm glad you brought up about that environment because man, last season the Raiders could not catch a break on anything.
Yeah,
boy. Oh goodness.
That's what happened when you got the good old boys.
Yeah.
You got to get rid of that stuff.
Yeah.
It's never good.
But yes, sir. So I know you wanted to talk to me about some Marvel stuff, specifically Wakanda Forever. What do you have for me on that? But before we even get into that, I just wanted to give my first impressions of the Wakanda Forever trailer. For me personally, it was a little emotional seeing, basically T'Challa.
Yeah.
That mural of T'Challa in the trailer, and then basically what's going to be happening and what's to come in Wakanda Forever and what that means for the mantle of Black Panther. But yeah, it was super emotional, especially opening up with the song from Bob Marley. And then going into a really nice transition into Kendrick Lamar's "We Gonna Be All Right." So I mean, it's a dope trailer. Yeah. You really get to see all different things about Wakanda, and then spoiler alert, you get to see Namor, and then the Atlanteans and all that stuff. So let's hear how you feel about it.
The trailer overall was it did its job. It keeps us. It introduces us to what's going on. It does just enough to where we really don't know what's going on. We can't tell really. I really appreciate the Namor stuff. Obviously the Chadwick stuff was he's cherished in everyone's heart. He is Black Panther. And at the end of the trailer, the most interesting part for me is at the end. We don't know who is going to take over the mantle in the movie, and it kind of I was online, like obviously the trailer came out weeks ago. We had a little hiatus, a little break, hiatus. I mean, but I was reading comments online and watching a bunch of videos of who do people think is going to take over the mantle, and there's so many options. In the trailer, it makes it look like a female.
Because whoever's in the suit looks a little bit more slender.
It's a little
more feminine.
Yeah, it's a feminine frame. Yep. But it's interesting because the Marvel is known for tricking people in the trailers, right? In the Avengers Infinity War, they had Green Hulk running in Wakanda. We all know that didn't happen. They do that a lot throughout the trailer, so they could be tricking us. My only thing is, I love Shuri in the comics as Black Panther. It was an excellent run, but it was a natural progression for her. I can't. I would be very disappointed if she takes over the mantle and defeats Namor. That'd be Namor is one of the strongest characters in Marvel. Shuri is not. She's not a fighter. There's no amount of training she could do in that short amount of time to even compete with Namor. So that really bother me if she is going to be Black Panther this soon. I was hoping maybe M'Baku maybe takes over. She stays in the scientist lane, or bring Killmonger back somehow. They never actually showed him die, because we need a warrior, to take on Namor.
You're saying there needs
She's
to be
not a warrior.
There needs to be a natural fighter, not someone who's like, in the lab developing the suit, developing like basically all the different things that the Black Panther suit can do. You need someone who could fight without the suit and basically warrior, is the Black Panther, embodied. I could see that.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, Shuri is probably if not my favorite, she's in my top 3 favorite characters in Marvel. I mean, in the MCU. So I'm not saying this to knock her. That she's one of my favorite characters. Trust me. When I see that movie, dude, to me in the original Black Panther, the first Black Panther movie, she was the standout character to me. She's my favorite character. It's not that
I don't know too much about I guess some of the Black Panther characters, but isn't she like one of the smartest, like one of the most intelligent in the Marvel universe?
Yes, she is. Actually, Kevin Feige himself said that she is the smartest human.
Okay.
She's smart. He came out. He said that she's the smartest on Earth. At that point in time, so we don't know. Reed Richards might pop up in our, in the main timeline, and he probably would take over. But she was smarter than Tony Stark, Bruce Banner, all that good stuff. But she's a super genius at a very young age. But she's not a warrior. I think we need Black Panther to be a warrior. Now, if they make it one of the female warriors, which I highly doubt is going to be Okoye or her name just slipped out of my head. His love interest.
Oh, okay. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's her name slipped. Hold on. It just slipped out of my head, and I don't want people to think I'm crazy.
So another thing that I was kind of interested in is that in the trailer you see what's her name? Shuri? You see her meeting up with
Shuri.
What's that? You see her meeting up with someone in the lab.
I was saying Shuri.
Who? And
that was Ironheart. Yes, that's who she was. A black girl, right?
I don't know.
That's Ironheart. That's Riri Williams.
Riri Williams. Yeah, I don't know too much about those characters, but I just seen things here and there. Basically that's going to segue into the Iron Wars. Basically, her character somewhat segues into Iron Wars, and the fact that someone was saying that Tony Stark's AI exists somewhere, and that there's a potential that they could bring him back as an AI to kind of like help build
that would be
another
amazing.
Iron Man suit.
Can they pay Robert Downey enough?
Oh boy!
At this point,
would he come back? That's the question.
Yeah. I'm not sure. It's maybe. It's 50-50 for me, maybe. I know definitely he'll come back for something big. But for something like that, it's a maybe. Maybe. If they can afford him, I think he'll be back to be basically the AI. That's a big if. But Riri is a great character. As Ironheart, I'm looking forward to that because she's super smart too. So I'm looking forward to seeing her. I'm glad they're introducing her in Black Panther. It seems like her and Shuri have a good relationship from what we saw in the trailer. So we'll see what's going on with her. They're introducing many characters in this upcoming movie. We're going to be very emotional, has the whole world wondering who's Black Panther is going to be. Odds are it's going to be Shuri. Like I said earlier, nothing against her, but if we're going against Namor, we need a warrior. We need somebody that's trained to go. We
You need
a,
someone who's super powerful.
M'Baku, Killmonger. Exactly. Not even that, but just have experience with hand-to-hand combat. You've seen Shuri in the original movie. She wasn't doing hand-to-hand combat. She was
just she was in the lab. Fighter. I mean, she was the one putting the suit together and knowing how it works and just basically setting T'Challa up for success. No, I understand exactly what you mean. But so here's something I've been thinking about. How do they kill off old boy in the movies? I don't know how they're gonna bring that up. No, well, T'Challa. Yeah.
Oh, T'Challa. Yeah. So there, from what I've heard, there's going to be basically he died from similar to how he died in real life, a disease. So cancer, most likely, and most likely they're going to relate it to something, just a natural death. Which leads me to, this guy on YouTube, black guy. I used to watch his channel a lot. So I don't really like. This is not a diss. I don't really like people who get too emotional on YouTube and in the comics. And when people are just in the comment section stating their opinions or what they think, he's just bashing them and all that. So I stopped watching him for a while, but then I saw him pop back up talking about Black Panther, and how T'Challa should be recasted. I understand where he's coming from. I get both sides. I don't have a dog in this fight. If they recast T'Challa, I'll be happy. I'm happy with what they're going to do with him now. I'm looking forward to see how they're going to do it now. So I don't feel any way about it. My question is, though, like after watching those videos and seeing what people had to say, just recast him, just easy. You know what, Chad? Well, you're great, but you know what? We need another T'Challa. Just recast him. We'll figure the rest out. My question to that is, knock on wood, if something was to happen to Robert Downey Jr., if he happened to have passed away before they shot Infinity War, started filming Infinity War, would people be screaming recast him? Like, how would people handle that? So it's not as easy as some people want it one way, some people want another. We don't know how those people feel about him at Marvel. We don't know how his team, his co-stars feel about recasting him.
Let me say this. I know this whole movie, Wakanda Forever, I know it's going to be emotional. I know people will probably be in that theater crying, because even more so for the Black community, you got to think something, man. Black Panther was one of the, to me, if I can remember, one of the first movies with an all Black cast that wasn't necessarily a Black movie. It definitely wasn't necessarily Black cinema. So that was very impactful.
In that big.
No, yeah.
In that big.
Billion-dollar movie, very impactful to the Black community. It's just something that stays within our hearts as Black people. But for me, more so when we're talking about Chadwick Boseman, to me, he wasn't just Black Panther. He was Jackie Robinson. He was James Brown. He was Thurgood Marshall. That I just don't see T'Challa. I see all the other actors that he played as. So
exactly,
as far as recasting him, like you were saying, I really don't have a dog in the fight. But to me, I feel like I maybe kind of be disrespectful. I don't know.
Yeah, I get both sides. Like I was saying, you made an excellent point. He's more than just Black Panther and T'Challa. They may be his biggest movie, that may be his biggest role before he passed, but he's way more than that. He was
a storyteller as an actor.
He was a great person. Exactly, and he was just a great person. They don't make too many of those. He was a genuine good guy, and even when people were making fun of the photos when he was losing weight, that really hurt me, because it's like, you don't know what someone's going through, and people found out what he was going through. It's like, now people want to change what they were trying to say. You can't take back what you said. You can't take back those words. You got to live with that. You were making fun of somebody who was dying, and he wasn't doing nothing but giving back to the world, trying his best, going through all that he went through and still shooting these movies, giving it his all, and you people had the audacity to make fun of him. So you people got to live with that. But yeah, I don't like we both said, we don't have a dog in the fight. I just think it's interesting how easy it is for some people to say just recast him. We don't know how people on the set feel about that.
Here's a question I have.
We don't. It's not that easy to do.
If Black Panther, the mantle of Black Panther would be casted as I don't know, Ziri or whoever, or even as another like Black female, do you think that would be symbolic to Black women across the country as a new leader, as far as like how we looked at T'Challa, like kind of like in the Black community, especially in recent times, as far as like, hey, now young Black females have like a different symbol to look at now, as far as like a positive role model. I know it's a weird question, but
I don't think it would hit us. I get what you're saying. I don't think it would hit as hard because of the situation. I think Chadwick would overshadow any of that. And I think that's the same reason why they didn't recast his character. They didn't recast T'Challa. I think that's why they chose to just give the mantle to somebody we already know in the movies. Which, like I said, I think it'll be, if it is a Black woman, I think it will be impactful. I think it would mean a lot. But another thing that sucks is that was our first positive Black male superhero was that big. And it just taken away from us that fast.
You know, the other Black hero that was it. Kind of like superhero I think about is Blade. And he wasn't really doing much like that.
We got Blade. We got now we got Captain America. And we have Luke Cage. But Black T'Challa was the first one that is something that we can really be proud of. You know, he was a leader. He was a king. So it sucks that, I'm not trying to sound crazy, but like it got taken away from him so fast that, I don't think having it would be nice, for Black women, but I just think the death of Chadwick would just overshadow that whole thing anyway. He was. I
mean, the movie came out in 2018, and he died 2021. 2020. See,
2020. He died right after my daughter was born, like 2 weeks after she was born.
The anniversary of his death is coming up.
So it's going on 2 years. It's coming up. Yeah, my daughter just turned 2 yesterday, so it's coming up. I remember exactly where I was and what I was doing. Like my family and I. So my parents had drove down to see my daughter. Yeah, she was just born. She was like 2 weeks. Oh, she was about to be 2 weeks when they got there, and we got in the car. We were going downtown to get some tacos, and I looked at my phone, scrolling through Instagram. I see a picture of Chadwick Boseman, and I read it, but like I didn't read it. It kind of just I thought somebody in his family died, or somebody that he was one of his team, like his manager or somebody passed away. And then I scrolled back up and read that actor Chadwick Boseman passed away at 40. Well, I think he was 41, 42 years old. No, not even. I don't even think he was. Yeah, something like that. It was all that, and I was just like, my heart dropped. And I remember telling my family,
I was still in
Chadwick Boseman's dead.
I was still in
and
Turkey
everyone
at the
was
time,
quiet.
Man. Like I remember, just laying in my bed.
Yeah,
and I remember, I think I was like on Instagram or something like that, and I remember seeing the headline, and I'm not gonna lie, I almost cried, man. I almost got a little teary eyed because thinking about it was like, during a time where 2020, where we really needed our Black role models. That was one of the biggest times. I'm just thinking, like, man, to lose him is so frustrating, so impactful.
Him and Kobe,
it just hurt.
Yeah, we were just getting over Kobe Bryant.
Yeah. It's true. Yeah.
So it was literally they were 6 months apart. So we lost two Black icons in the same year. We lost more people, obviously, but those are two people that everyone knows. So it's a terrible situation, man. And I think the movie's going to be great. About the whole recasting thing, we got to think about it like this. Why would they put that much pressure on a new actor or to recast him to try to fit in those shoes? Just like we said, if something happened to RDJ, people won't be screaming out, we have to recast Iron Man for Infinity War and Endgame. That's not fair for someone to try to fit their shoes. So just like we look at Robert Downey as the perfect casting, Chris Evans as the perfect casting, Chadwick was the perfect casting. It was just the perfect casting. So
they fit those roles perfectly. I mean,
that's my take on that.
I really can't imagine. I can't imagine someone else being Steve Rogers. I can't imagine someone else being, Tony Stark. Now, as far as like the mantle of Captain America, the mantle of Iron Man, yeah, you could go either way with a different character. As far as like there's someone else in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, you could have someone else portray those mantles, but
but it's not.
No, that's what I'm saying. They're not those characters.
It's just different. Yeah, exactly. It's just different, and that's the same thing I feel about. I feel about T'Challa. So for the guy, I forgot his name. He's out there, he's been on rants, dude. It's been going on for a while about recast T'Challa. Sometimes you got to sit back and just think.
Yeah.
Who wants that pressure? We don't know about how the rest of his co-stars feel about that, how the staff feels about, recasting. We don't know how the higher ups at Marvel feel about recasting. So sit back and think. You are preaching this, but how would you feel if something happened to Chris Evans and they were like recast Steve Rogers? Well, how would you feel if somebody said recast Tony Stark? There is no recasting these characters. So sometimes you got to sit back and put things in perspective. And that's just a question we're throwing out there. Did you want to recast T'Challa so bad? How would you feel if something what had happened to Robert Downey Jr. And we don't want anything. Knock on wood. How would you feel if something happened to Chris Evans? Would you be out there before big movies came out, before Infinity War came out? How would you be preaching recasting?
They're too impactful.
You wouldn't.
They're too impactful.
That's my take on it.
To be recasted, you can't.
Yeah,
I feel like if you recasted them, it would kind of like throw off the whole mood of what they're trying to go for in the movie. As far as like them trying to tell the story, them trying to be that hero that character is portraying, I don't think it would. I don't think it would feel the same. To be honest with you,
it wouldn't. And who
would you get to place with T'Challa?
If I had to, since Michael B. Jordan was already Killmonger, I like old boy from Snowfall.
I was just thinking about him today for some reason. He's a good actor. He was a good actor.
Yeah, I think he'll make a decent T'Challa. And
you don't think John Boyega?
I would say I was just about to say that.
John Boyega.
I was literally about to say that, but for me, he's a great actor.
It'd be tough.
I don't know if he could pull that off. Yeah, he's a great actor. For me, we had so much respect for Chadwick, and we took him so serious. He never really played roles where he was the sidekick. And I feel like, John, I never say his last name correct. He's played a lot of side characters. Now he's starting to step into that main role. And I think
John Boyega,
if I'm being honest, I think he could do it. That wouldn't be my first choice though. Well, I think he could do it. That wouldn't be my first choice.
You here.
If we had to.
Star Wars screwed him over in the last Star Wars that we was in, the Rise of Skywalker. How are you gonna have him such a built up character in the first one and then slowly decline him off in the last one? I know it's a completely different franchise. Since we're talking about John Boyega, I just know they kind of screwed him over.
Yeah, I was hinting at that. Like we stopped taking him serious. He was kind of like comic relief in it, and the further the character went on. But he's been in some more serious roles. I think he's been choosing and picking his roles, strategically lately. Like I said, I think he could do it. I think boy Snowfall can do it. There's probably plenty of more people I'm not even thinking of that can do it, but I think Chadwick was just that dude. I think he was T'Challa. So, and like I said, I don't really have a dog in the fight. If they recast him, would I be mad? No, I would feel sorry for the actor trying to fill those shoes. I would still try to enjoy the movie. I wouldn't go into it with high expectations. I would just go into it and to enjoy the movie because Black Panther is my favorite superhero of all time. So Black Panther and Spider-Man and Batman. There's a few more, Daredevil too thrown out there. Yeah, I don't have, like I said, we don't have a dog in the fight. But sometimes you sit back and put things in perspective. You're just going on these rants. Exactly, you're going on these rants, bashing the studio for something that we don't know how these people feel. We don't know how we'll feel on set, the vibes, all this stuff, emotional. The world didn't get to really see Chadwick off. It kind of just happened subtly. So some people may need to see his funeral in a movie. It may be his funeral to the rest of the world. And he was trying to say people are trying to use that as promotion. Yeah, you don't know how these people feel about. He was very loved by everyone else.
You got to think about it like
and
this
the rest
way,
of the world. So
remember, like how many years ago when The Dark Knight came out and Jake Gyllenhaal had passed away. Do you think that Heath Ledger? Sorry, Jake.
No, you're thinking of
Heath I
Ledger.
Really butchered that, and I know why. He's still alive. Yeah,
he's still alive. He's still alive. Man.
Anyway, Heath Ledger. Yeah, Heath Ledger dying. Yeah. And I just feel like that kind of like boosted people to go see, The Dark Knight more. I mean, I guess it's going to be kind of like the same feeling when people are going to go see, Wakanda Forever. But I don't know if they're necessarily using it to promote.
But Heath Ledger, his performance in it. Yeah, I don't think they are. I just think they're trying to give the world a send off for Chadwick because, like I said, it happened during COVID, and it happened so suddenly. So. I think this is for the world to see. Okay, Chadwick, goodbye. We finally get to say our goodbyes, and his family obviously wrote off on it. They obviously gave it the okay. So for people out there going on rants, just think about the people you could be hurting. Think about the people. Think about his family. Think about people like that. You going on these crazy rants. Okay, I understand. I would like to have a T'Challa in the MCU as well, but I also consider others' feelings and other people's thoughts on it. There's no need to go on these crazy rants. If it was that serious to you, you should be running Marvel. I don't like try to shit on people for trying to do their job to the best of their ability. They can't satisfy.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I mean, people should just watch what they say, especially when we're dealing with the reality of someone's death versus like, hey, this is what I want for the movie. This is how I feel that they should move, and not really being, empathetic to the fact that someone died, and that person is gone forever, and then you're just thinking about your movie preferences and who you want recasted. I mean, that's really not fair.
Yeah, that's not fair to your listeners. It's not fair to the families. It's not fair to the people who were close to him.
Yeah,
just sometimes. Take a chill pill, dude. You've been going on this crazy rant for over a year now.
Not just movies, but in art specifically. Yeah, and I'll just finish with this because I gotta go. But like when people big artists, sometimes when they make music and they go through things in life, personal things that hurt them, and all their fans are like, oh my God, they went through like a divorce or a breakup, so their next album is going to be incredible. Well, they're going through something. You can't, hope that their next album's incredible. You can't hope that they're going to go through some pain so you get to enjoy the music that they're going to put out because of it. That's kind of like sadistic.
Yeah, that's kind of
it's narcissistic, man.
It's like you're wishing the worst on them. Like I just like because people always think about Usher's Confessions and what he went through before that. But you gotta understand, Usher didn't write not one song on that album.
No. The only
So artists don't have to go through things to make great music.
The only artist I really
it's
think
just
about
kind of like a storyline
when it comes to mine is Adele. Yeah. Yeah.
Adele,
she went through
and she's a talent. She's one of the at this point she's
she
one
went
of the
through
greatest
a rough
of all
divorce
time at what she does.
Made an incredible album. But the thing is this, I think people were like, oh my God, she's going through so much. Her next album is going to be incredible. That kind of thing. It's like, well, she's really going through something. So why don't we just give her a piece?
I think the problem with it is a lot of people when artists are coming up, they're new, they're very vulnerable because they're relatable because they're just like you. They haven't really experienced the lifestyle of being a star. So their first album is basically their life story to that point. After that, it's not going to be the same because I'm rich now. I can't talk about the same things I was talking about because my life isn't that anymore. And that's why people kind of stop liking that artist. Like I said, Wiz Khalifa, I still love him, but I related to him a lot of his early music. The same thing for Drake. You relate to a lot of early music, but at some point when you're damn near a billionaire, you're not relatable anymore. There's nothing you can do to relate to a normal person. So when they say like Drake just makes hits, that's his life. That's his life now. It's not Take Care anymore. His life is completely changed. So yeah, I get what people were trying to say, but like I said with the Usher's Confessions example, he was going through stuff, but he didn't write any of those songs. No, so he still make great music.
Those are that's a really good point. No, I completely understand what you're saying. But I'm excited for Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, man.
As a matter of fact, that was probably one of the better changes that they did. Instead of calling it Black Panther 2, making it called Wakanda Forever. So it's going to be super impactful. It's going to be like a church. Yep. It's going to be like church up in that theater when we're in there. It's going to be like an event. So I can't wait. It's actually close to my birthday.
Yes, sir. I'm excited.
Yeah. Close to my birthday weekend.
Yeah, November. Yeah, I actually got a Black Panther poster I need to put up, but a lot of wall space back there. I'm not taking my Yu Hakusho stuff down. I actually got something on top of it too, but yeah, I'll get it figured out. But yeah, man, I know you got to go. We're a little late on the Black Panther stuff, but we still found a way to make it fresh. Something I didn't see anybody else talk about and address. So hopefully you guys appreciate that and like that. And we'll be back to being more consistent. You know, it's summertime. People be on vacation trying to live their lives a little bit. But we're going to be back to our normal schedule here pretty soon and pushing out content pretty much every day. Having something new posted every day.
Yeah, we'll probably try to get
coming on and
more shorts in there too. Just day-to-day activities that we go through.
Your lemon pepper short went crazy in the views, bro.
I had to throw those wings out, man. I couldn't eat those.
Oh man, that was funny. Yeah, it's too much lemon pepper. It got to be the right amount. You can't have too little.
You want to know why?
Can't have too much. It has to.
It was because I was in the hood. I was in the hood and I got it, and it was like at midnight.
Yeah.
It was like at midnight. So they were like, "Man, fuck this guy. Let's just make it and get him out of the drive-through."
Weak. I wish we had a Checkers or Rallies where I was. I wish I could just pull up somewhere at midnight and get some food. I didn't eat dinner today. I wish I could just drive and go get some, but there's no restaurant. So.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So wrap it up. That's Jimmy Grimm, and we got Big Fergs out here. And
all right, man. I'll catch you later. Just hit me up. We can shoot again. And yeah, man, we're doing big things out here. So we'll catch y'all later.
Yes, sir.